What is socialism? Broadly construed, socialism is a socio-economic system in which property and the distribution of wealth are subject to control by the workers, either directly through popular collectives such as workers' councils, or indirectly exercised on behalf of the people by the state, and in which egalitarianism, or equality, is an important goal. This explains why under socialism, the means of production are owned by the state, community, or the workers, as opposed to capitalism, where the means of production are privately owned. Adherents of socialism are split into differing, and sometimes opposing, branches, particularly between reformists and revolutionaries. The term socialism is variously attributed to Pierre Leroux, or to Marie Roch-Louis Raybaud, or to Robert Owen in the mid-19th century. According to Frederick Engels, by 1847, the term socialism was considered quite respectable on the continent of Europe. Historically speaking, certain elements of socialist thought long predate the socialist ideology that emerged in the first half of the 19th century. For example, Plato's The Republic and Sir Thomas More's Utopia, dating from 1516, have been cited as including socialist ideas. Modern socialism emerged in early 19th century Britain and France, from a diverse array of doctrines and social experiments, largely as a reaction or protest against some of the excesses of 18th and 19th century capitalism. Early 19th century socialist thought was largely utopian in nature, followed by the more pragmatic and revolutionary socialist and communist movements in the later 19th century. Social critics in the late 18th century and early 19th century, such as Robert Owen, Charles Fourier, Pierre-Joseph Proudhon, Louis Blanc, and Henri de Saint-Simon, criticized the excesses of poverty and inequality of the Industrial Revolution, and advocated reforms such as the egalitarian distribution of wealth and the transformation of society into small utopian communities, in which private property was to be abolished. Some socialist religious movements, such as the Shakers in America, also date from this period, as does the Chartist movement for political and social reform in the United Kingdom, possibly the first mass working-class movement in the world. It is important to note that it was the famous philosopher Karl Marx who first employed systematic analysis, sometimes known as scientific socialism, in an ambitious attempt to expose capitalism's contradictions and the specific mechanisms by which it exploits and alienates. His ambitious work, Das Kapital, the first volume of which was published in 1867, with two more edited and published after his death by Friedrich Engels, is modeled to some extent on Adam Smith's Wealth of Nations, one of the cornerstones of capitalist theory. In it, Marx transforms Smith's labor theory of value into his own characteristic law of value, which argues that the exchange value of a commodity is actually independent of the amount of labor required to appropriate its useful qualities, and reveals how commodity fetishism obscures the reality of capitalist society. In 1864, the International Workingmen's Association, or First International, was founded in London, and became the first major international forum for the promulgation of socialist ideas, under the leadership of Marx and Johann Georg Icarius. Anarchists, like the Russian Mikhail Bakunin, and proponents of other alternative visions of socialism which emphasized the potential of small-scale communities and agrarianism, coexisted with the more influential currents of Marxism and social democracy. Much of the development of socialism is indistinguishable from the development of communism, which is essentially an extreme variant of socialism. Marx and Engels, who together had founded the Social Democratic Workers' Party of Germany in 1869, were also responsible for setting up the Second International, or Socialist International, in 1889, as the ideas of socialism gained new adherents, especially in Central Europe, and just before his death in 1895, Engels boasted of a single great international army of socialists. When the First World War started in 1914, the Socialist Social Democratic parties in the UK, France, Belgium, and Germany supported their respective states' war effort, discarding their commitment to internationalism and solidarity. And the Second International dissolved during the war. In Russia, however, Vladimir Ilyich Lenin denounced the war as an imperialist conflict and urged workers worldwide to use it as an occasion for proletarian revolution. In February 1917, revolution broke out in Russia and the workers, soldiers, and peasants set up councils, or Soviets in Russian. The Bolsheviks won a majority in the Soviets in October 1917, and at the same time, the October Revolution was led by Lenin and Leon Trotsky. The new Soviet government immediately nationalized the banks and major industries, repudiated the former Romanov regime's national debts, sued for peace, and withdrew from the First World War, and implemented a system of government through the elected workers' councils, or Soviets. The Third International, also known as the Communist International, or Comintern, was an international communist organization founded in Moscow in 1919 to replace the disbanded Second International. After Lenin's death in 1924, the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, under Joseph Stalin, declared a policy of socialism in one country, taking the route of isolationism. This led to a polarization of socialism around the question of the Soviet Union and adoption of socialist or social democratic policies in response, or in other cases the vehement repudiation of all that it stands for. However, not everyone saw socialism as necessarily entailing revolution, and non-revolutionaries such as the influential economists John Maynard Keynes and John Kenneth took inspiration from the work of John Stuart Mill as well as Marx, and provided theoretical justification for state involvement in an existing market economy. This kind of social democracy, and the more left-wing democratic socialism, can be considered a moderate form of socialism, although many socialists would not, and aims to reform capitalism democratically through state regulation and the creation of state-sponsored programs and organizations which work to ameliorate or remove injustices purportedly inflicted by the capitalist market system. On a last note, it must be noted that socialism has so many criticisms, which range from disagreements over the efficiency of socialist economic and political models, to outright condemnation of socialist states. Some critics dispute that the egalitarian distribution of wealth and the nationalization of industries advocated by some socialists can be achieved without loss of political or economic freedoms. Some argue that countries where the means of production are socialized are less prosperous than those where the means of production are under private control. Yet others argue that socialist policies reduce work incentives, because workers do not receive rewards for work well done, and reduce efficiency through the elimination of the profit and loss mechanism, and a free price system and reliance on central planning. They also argue that socialism stagnates technology due to competition being stifled. Lastly, the tragedy of the commons effect has been attributed to socialism by some, whereby when assets are owned in common, there are no incentives in place to encourage wise stewardship, that is, if everyone owns an asset, people act as if no one owns it.